What's going on, guys? It's your boy, John the Liquidator, coming back with another video. And it looks like Don Staley is definitely talking about some of her players having slow starts, and it's kind of getting a little frustrating. For this one here, we got to go down to South Carolina. Let's get it. Let's go. Staley and the Gamecocks are the reigning champions right now. And I'm here to tell you, they still currently putting the beats on teams in college basketball, but few players is definitely having slow starts. Standout players like Raven definitely having slow starts, and it's getting tough for them to get going. Well, Don Staley was very vocal about it last night in our press conference. The team is currently sitting at 3-0. They're still undefeated from the last 40-some games. And so they still is a top-notch team, but as of right now, it could be getting a little worrisome for this roster as these players is definitely having slow starts. Well, articles is starting to come out, kind of detailing exactly what is going on. It's being reported. Don Staley details battle of coaching South Carolina standout MiLaysia Fulwiley. South Carolina Gamecocks coach Don Staley had an interesting comment about MiLaysia. Now, she did have some things to say about her in our press conference, and let's get to it right now. It stated, Don Staley, South Carolina Gamecocks are rolling to start the 2024-25 season. The defending NCAA champions have crushed to 3 straight victories to start off the year, including a 92-6 win over Compton State this past Thursday. Sophomore guard MiLaysia Fulwiley was the leading scorer for the Gamecocks, scoring 23 points on 9 of 13 shooting from the field, including 4 made three-pointers in just 25 minutes. MiLaysia Fulwiley tonight, 23 points, 9 of 13, 4 for 7 for 3 in 25 minutes. South Carolina wins. So as you guys can see here, she's definitely lighting up the court. Many Gamecock fans are surprised that MiLaysia isn't starting for Staley's squad, and a few are frustrated that she is the clear backup to Raven Johnson, who scored 0 points in 15 minutes, played on Thursday, not only because Fulwiley is playing excellent, but she has a flashy and exciting play style that captivates spectators. So just like I said in the beginning part, Raven Johnson is definitely having a slow start to the season. And as of right now, South Carolina fans is not happy with it all. Now, with all that being said, let's check out what Don Staley had to say to the media yesterday at the conclusion of this game, because I'm telling you right now, she was pretty vocal. Let's roll the footage.
Showed these 2 games, she's had a double-double. Just how much more confident, how much more, I guess, just confident does she seem out there every night?
Yeah, when you put in the work, and you actually see your work displayed in actual games, it gives you a confidence boost. I mean, she increased her range. Like the 3 is much more fluid and comfortable. I mean, she knows how to play. Like she knows how to pick and choose her spots, and she knows how to force the issue, and she's rebounding the basketball. She's just playing at a really high level, and it's really good to see, because this is really the start of her 4th semester, which is just nothing. Like she's a sophomore, really.
I guess it could definitely be worse in terms of having people out, but you talked yesterday about, having a whole team back and figuring out minutes, and then obviously without Tessa, just how is that going, kind of learning lineups and everyone gelling in development and everything on your end, but obviously what you're seeing too?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard, especially for our bigs, because we got 7 of them, and sometimes they'll play in the first half and not play in the second half. Sometimes they don't get to play until the second half. It's hard juggling them, and it's really not for anything besides the numbers. I don't think it's hard with the guards. I think Maddie's going to give us a boost. Her energy, her effort, her ability to facilitate for her teammates, and when she gets comfortable, she'll get she'll get used to getting some downhill drives. She's just a totally different look than Raven, and it's good to have the versatility of our guard play.
You talk Sunday about sometimes you win a game like this by 30, 40 points. You don't learn anything. Do you feel like you learned anything about this team tonight? And if so, what?
Yeah, we learn every game we play, we learn something. I mean, I learned that at times we're not very disciplined. I'm used to us being a lot more disciplined than we're playing with in longer stretches. And then when we get up by a big lead, I'd rather us not try to do things to please the crowd. It's cool if you connect with it. It doesn't look good if you don't. And I just try to stress to our players too, especially the ones that are WNBA eligible. It's not a good look if you're trying to increase your stock to be, to raise your stock when it comes to, having GMs and coaches view you. Like it really is important to play the right way. It's really important not to take chances. It's really important to play disciplined basketball. It's really important that you don't press the score because they're not looking for you to come in the league and score. They're not looking for you to come in and probably start. So you got to be under the radar. You got to blend in. You got to hit open shots. You got to make the right decision, and you got to get out of the way of undisciplined basketball.
Dawn, what was it like seeing the latest banner come down and being back home and then having to get right into it after that?
I mean, it's beautiful. It's always a beautiful ceremony, no matter if the spotlight was on it or not. I knew what it was. I knew, and I didn't even have my glasses on. I knew what it was. So anytime you're able to be a part of, the very people who have covered us, the very people that have, traveled with us, the very people who always seem to make this a home court advantage for us. To unveil the banner with them is always a great thing. It's only one team that is able to do that, and we've been able to do it 3 times in the past 7 years, and that's incredible.
Coach, we talked to MiLaysia just now, and she was talking about, she doesn't try to put on a show, but when she connects on those things, it is a show. These fans are entertained, no doubt. You're kind of touching on it a little bit. And how do you coach that balance of she wants to add that spice, but you also want her to be disciplined?
Yeah, I mean, it's a battle with Lay. And it's not that she understands. Like, she really understands. I mean, she's really dynamic. She's a dynamic guard. I thought, for the most part, she was lean as lean could be, like playing great. And sometimes she can't bite the bullet. But if she could play as lean as she played today, I can eat some of the stuff that she tries to do. Is when it's not as lean as it was today, you're still trying, and maybe sometimes that gets her going a little bit. So she, I give her a little leeway with it, but I also let her know, I let her know during the game, like, your game was like great, like efficient, it's the game slowed down for you. You were doing a lot, you were facilitating. And then she gets anxious to make a play. And a lot of times it is to her teammate. Like, it is an unselfish thing that really gets her in trouble. For us, we want her to go score. Don't go try to make the spectacular pass. They're not ready. So go score, you miss, they're going to get the rebound. So it's those types of instances. And it's just a conversation. Like, I enjoy it. She knows now. Like, she could actually, if I say something, she can finish the sentence. But she can't hear me in those moments in the game.
You talked about third
banner in 7 years, 60th straight home win today. How do you sort of put that in perspective, with former players, current players on the run that you guys are on right now?
I don't. I just think about the next game. I really do. Like, if we stop to think about what we've accomplished, we'll let our guard down. So I think it's great that you roll it off. I didn't know that you can roll it off because I've moved on to the next, to the next game. It's unimaginable. Like, you think about winning national championships, but you don't think about how you do it. Like, you don't think about, a 60-game home win streak. It's not one of the goals that we set, but to actually live it and do it and be a part of it is, I gotta tip my hat to all the players and all the coaches that have created what we've created. So I think it's remarkable, but I'm not going to think about it after I leave this, after I walk through that door, but only trying to just add to the next one, try to get better. Like, this team has to get better. We have to figure out a way in which, Chloe's becoming that dominant.
It was Don Staley pretty much talking about her players, man. So we know Raven Johnson is the star of the team. But as of right now, MiLaysia is heating up down there in South Carolina. Get down in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts about this. Keep them bells on, because you know what? I'm going to bring you the news. And until next time, baby, shake the haters off. I'm out of here. Peace out. Shake the haters.